Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now we'll try to add the test cases for controller. Okay, so we have created the controller folder already in the product order API.test. Now I have created a file that is called product controller test to write the test cases for controller. Now let's replace the internal with public, and okay, now we'll have to create mock for product service. Okay, so let's go to the product service test to explain you why I have created the mock for repository, because the instance of repository injected to service and the instance of service is injected into the controller. So that's why I have created the mock of product service inside the product controller test. Now let's import the namespaces for mock, for interface iProduct service, and for controller also to resolve the errors. Now I have created a file that is called product controller test to write the test cases for controller. Now let's replace the internal with public, and okay, now we'll have to create mock for product service. Okay, so let's go to the product service test to explain you why I have created the. Now let's create the controller, that is public product controller test. Inside that controller, let's initialize the instance of, that is, service mock and controller. So let's initialize the controller, okay, or initialize the instance of a service and controller. So the product controller is accepting the instance of service, so that's why I'm providing the mock object of service instance, which I have explained in the service test cases also. Now let's try to write the test cases for get. Okay, let's add a fact to say, or to let the compiler know that this is the test case method. Public async task get should return okay. Get should return okay. This is the test case method name, and let's do the service mock. Service mock.setup. Service mock.setup. x.get all. Now let's create the controller, that is public product controller test. Inside that controller, let's initialize the instance of, that is, service mock and controller. So let's initialize the controller, okay, or initialize the instance of a service and controller. So the product controller is accepting the instance of service, so that's why I'm providing the mock object of service instance. Now let's add the test cases for controller. So let's mock service mock.setup. Now we'll have to call the get all method, x equals to x.get all. Now in the get all, let's called as dot return async, dot returns async. In the returns async, let's return the new list of products. Now var result equals to await underscore controller dot get. Then return, result should dot be of type object result. Be of type object result dot be of type object result. Now let's check what error we are getting. That is, we have two errors. So product service does not contain return a sync. I think we have missed the namespaces. So let's import the correct namespaces and we'll see. Okay, now you can see the error has been resolved. There is no issue found. So the one first test cases is done. That is for get call. Second is we have to write the test cases for a post. Okay. Now let's create a give the comment as post. Now fact. Let's public async task. Post should return created. Post should return created. Okay. Inside the same, let's create a var DTO is equals to new products. Inside the new products. Okay. Now let's check first what the post method is accepting as a type. In the product controller, this is a post method is accepting the product DTO. Now let's create an object of product DTO. So inside the product DTO, let's add the name and price. So name is equals to laptop HP, then price. Price is 80,000 as of now. Then var result is equals to underscore controller called post. Inside that post, just pass the DTO object and then result should be of type created result. Okay. Now this post is also done. Now it's time to create a put. Now you can see no errors. Public task, let's make it as put. Public task put should return no content. Put should return no content. And let's provide the implementation of put method also. DTO, and let's create the product DTO. Okay. And let's create a var result await underscore controller dot put 1 comma DTO. So you know put method is accepting two parameters, that is ID and the model object. Now we'll use the same, that is result dot should be of type no content result. So we are done with put also. Now it's time to write for patch. This is for patch. Now patch should return okay. Patch should return okay. Now we'll go and we'll check the type of patch method. So patch is accepting the update product DTO. Now let's create an object called update product DTO. So this is update product DTO. Okay. And in the update, let's we have to update the name only. So laptop HP updated. We can give the name as a laptop HP updated. Now the same result equals to await controller dot patch. And now let's give the DTO. object and DTO, which was already there. Now again we can use simple result dot, it should be of OK object result. This is for patch also done. There is an error, let's give one more closing braces. Now after patch there should be a delete. Now this is for delete. Delete should return OK when delete should return no content. So let's give the name delete should return no content. Then let's call the controller method directly. We don't need to pass the object, we just need to call the controller method delete, and we have to just pass the object or ID. And let's result should be of type no content result. So we are done with delete also. Now it's time to write the test cases for head. Now let's copy the method. This is for head. Then head should return OK when exist. Okay, head should return OK when exist. When exist. Now inside the method implementation, okay, we'll provide the custom method implementation. Underscore service mock dot setup is exist, then return async. Okay, x dot exist is exist, then dot returns async, it should be true. Then var result, let's make an new line, separate line, var result equals to await underscore controller dot head. Okay, and let's pass 1. And now result, we'll use the same result dot should be of type OK result. OK result. Now we are done with head also. And one more thing, we can try when head is not exist. We can write that test case also. So it should return not found when non exist, or when not exist. So we'll use the same, we'll return a false from here, and we'll just change the B of type not found result. Okay, so we have added 2 test cases for head, when exist, and second when not exist. Then the last is options. Now let's copy. This is for options. The public async task. Then option should return OK. Option should return OK. Inside that, let's var result under controller dot options. Then result should be of type OK result. OK result. We got the value of OK result in the IntelliSense only. So we have the error. Let's give the B of type. Okay. Now capital O is required. B of type OK result. Now you can see there is no error. We have written the complete test cases. Now it's time to execute the test cases, and we'll have to check whether it is working perfectly or not. So let's open the test explorer. Now just click on the run all test cases. It will start running the test cases. Now you can see this is the latest test cases we have added for the controller. For services, all the test cases is successfully passed, all the 5 test cases. Now it's time to run the test cases for controllers. It will take some time. Now let's wait. Now you can see the test cases is all the test cases are executed, and now we are having some errors in 3 or 4 test cases. Now let's try to resolve the test cases issues one by one. So what is the test case error? We'll see. So expected type of no country result, but found okay object result. Okay. So let's go to the delete method and we'll see. Okay, we are getting returning the okay. So now here change the type, that is okay object result. Okay. Similarly, we'll check what kind of method this method is returning, that is head. So we'll go to the head method, and head method is returning also an OP object result. So let's copy this OP object result here also. Okay, and now there is one more test case was breaking. We'll see. Okay, only okay, this one created. So we'll go to the post and we'll see. Okay, we are getting the created object result. Okay, now let's try to run the test case again. We have made the fixes, and let's try to run the test case again. Now you can see the test cases is all the test cases are executed, and now we are having some errors in 3 or 4 test cases. Now let's try to resolve the test cases issues one by one. So what is the test case error? We'll see. So expected type of no country result, but found okay object result. Okay. So let's go to the delete method and we'll see. Okay, we are getting returning. Now we are having an error in test cases of post. Okay. So this is the error. So I think we'll have to make some changes into the controller endpoint of post. Now let's okay, this method will return an ID. So let's send an ID equals to awaited, and in the instead of created, let's add a created action. Created an action. Let's name of get by ID, comma new ID, and then product model. We will directly pass the model, like which model we have performed the saved operation. Now you can see we are having an error. Let's see what kind of error we have. So we have two errors. Cannot assign value to implicit service variable. Okay. Now let's make a changes into the service implementation of add method. So instead of returning task, let's return a int. And okay. Now there is an error. We'll try to resolve the error, and we'll have to return product.id. So this is the service, and again we'll go to the implementation of repository. Okay, the repository, we'll try to make a changes into the repository where it will return product.id. Okay, this will return the product.id. Now we'll have to make the changes into the interface also. So let's go to the interface, and now let's make a changes, that is instead of task, let's make it a task.int. So this is done. Now let's go back to the service. Okay, so we are accepting the value here. So that is var result, and then, or instead of var result, let's return the await. Okay, so this is also done. Now let's go to the controller. In the controller side, we are getting an ID. Let's try to resolve the errors. Now there are few errors while writing the test case of controller. So I made couple of changes into the post method. So like if you go to the product controller, and in the controller, if you go to the post method, so what post method is returning? It is returning the created add action. Okay, so I made a changes in b of type, that is I have given the same type created at action result to just verify whether whatever response we are receiving from the controller, it should be matched. So this changes I made, and one more change I made, that is there was an error in the endpoints, or that is called head then options. So if you go to the controller methods for head and options, so you can see we are setting the headers in the response. So the same headers we have to set onto the test case side also. So I have created an object of controller context, and I am setting the default header to HTTP context. So after adding those changes, the error is resolved now. So let's try to run the all the test cases, services and controller, and we'll see whether all the test cases is working perfectly or not. So it will take some time to run. Now let's test. Now you can see all the test cases being passed. So we have written the 8 test cases in the controller, and we have written the 5 test cases in services. So all the test cases has been passed. So this is all about the unit test cases with xUnit for services and the controller. And don't worry, I'm sharing the complete code. Like after pushing the code changes to GitHub, I'll be sharing the complete code GitHub repo in the video description.